Hey everyone, welcome to Collective Chatter. This is episode 83. Disney Lorcana is back and it's wild. And are Funko Sodas dead?
Collecting is the way. Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Episode 83 here. I'm your host, Migs, my co-host Charlie. And in today's episode, we are very excited because we got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. It's not only going to be Funko related
No,
stuff. We're going to get into some Disney Lorcana news because that is the hottest thing right now. Can't wait to start talking about that. But we do have some Funko related stuff, including Funko Sodas. Are they dead? Because it's been forever since we've really heard some real good drops. So we'll talk about that. Also, the Funko app. What is going on with this new update?
terrible.
Whatever happened, because that's going to be wild. And then we got some pretty awesome Black Friday stuff because, of course, this week is Thanksgiving and then Black Friday. So we got some cool stuff being announced from a couple companies that we love to collect. But let's just start it off with the Disney Lorcana stuff. How about that, huh? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
this is wild.
it's wild. It's first off, it's still insane that this is impossible to get if you don't want to pay like ridiculous resale prices.
Mhm.
Chapter one, like I have still never seen in the flesh. I was able to get like the gift set from weirdly enough when I was in Disney World. But besides that, like I've never been able to find them online, never found them in any stores. And Ravensburger, the company, has said they're going to keep. Don't worry, we're going to make them. We're going to make them for more people because we want people to play the game.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
bull, though.
yeah, I still haven't seen them. Like
Yeah.
I've still like I said, I've still not seen chapter one. Now chapter two is out.
Mhm.
It released officially today,
Yep.
and some people have seen them in some of their stores. Once again, we never find anything where we live, and they decided to drop. Well, not decided. They did like their release on the company that makes the cards, which is called Ravensburger, on their website, and they have a crazy queue. I mean,
Yeah.
I went on it today, and first off, they said it was going to happen at X time. I think it was 10:30 Eastern Standard. Then it got pushed an hour because they said they weren't ready. Then you went on there, it just kept crashing. At one point, it said there was like 80,000 people in front of me, and it
What?
never moved. Yeah, and it never moved. The queue never moved for me. It just kept saying 55 minutes. Number never went down. Then they
Yeah.
pulled it down. Then they brought back up. I mean, it's just funny because like dish trackers, they were kind of putting it on their Instagram what was going on. It's just like a joke. And then ultimately, I mean, I think some people were able to check out luckily, but I don't think many were.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassment, quite frankly, for the company. They need to figure something out. And ultimately, it looks like, people were trying to hack their systems.
Yeah.
I'm sure tons of bots, this, and that, which is just ridiculous, but they should be ready. It's weird. They are a smaller company, or not smaller, but I don't think they've ever really had a product that
No, they make like
meets
puzzles and stuff.
demands. Exactly. So they probably don't have the infrastructure for it. So I'll give them that. But
Yeah.
they now need to know like this is like a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, what just to kind of go back to when the first drop came out, we were basically like not I wouldn't say like surprised because we had a feeling like, it's Disney, it's gonna be
Mhm.
popular. But I would say like I was somewhat surprised at how big it really got and how hard it was to get and the prices of these things and the resale. And then yeah, it was supposed to restock. It was supposed to be a lot more of a common, drop in a sense of like where you can get them. Where after that first wave of stuff, that was it. Like they didn't come out with this other batch
No,
of stuff like they were supposed to. And like you said, we're already getting the second wave and second chapter, new characters and cards and stuff. But yeah, it's just been wild. And it's kind of really interesting because it puts you into like the trading card world where that's clearly a beast.
yeah,
And we kind of probably underestimated it. And I think adding Disney to it just makes it even crazier.
agreed.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get any of the original packs or anywhere. I think the only time I physically have ever seen them was when we went to Comic Con, actually,
Yeah,
at New York Comic Con, and only one is right from what at least that we saw
yeah. Not many
had
people had
that
them.
yeah, that was like reselling pops and stuff, and they had like a couple booster packs and like I think one of the gift set boxes or whatever, and that was like it. And they were obviously being priced higher, as a resale price. But a lot of these prices have not changed. A lot of these cards are still super valuable, and it's like hard to get. So now when the second wave came out, they do it interesting how they dropped it because, like you said, the first official one was actually at like the Disney parks and stuff. So
Yeah,
they had them, which that's where you got it that one time you went. I was just recently at Disney and they didn't have any over there, obviously because like we said, they haven't been restocking the original wave. And I just missed the second one because a couple days ago is when it officially like dropped at the World of Disney like store. That line was insane,
insane all the way to
like
the
insane. Yeah,
like
I was in a
if
parking
you've been, yeah,
garage
all the way to the
wrapped
parking garage
around.
for people who have been to Disney Springs, like that's a crazy line. I
It's
for
so
someone
crazy.
who like collects Disney memorabilia, is like a hardcore Disney park person. I've been there for a lot of major things. I've never seen a line like that in my life.
It's insane. Yeah, it was surprising to see, but then you're like, geez, like this really is like. And then they obviously had like the packs and those couple different box options, whatever, and it was like limited to like two per person. They had like it. The checkout was probably insane just to get out of there, but either way, that happened. And then obviously the online version was coming out where you can get them online. I mean, disc trackers and a bunch of pages have been posting like FYE and Hot Topic box lunches, whatever. They've been having like pre-orders because I think they released in December.
Yeah, I think
But
December 1st. But it's funny you bring that up. One thing I wanted to say about that, which drives me insane, dude, Hot Topic is like almost 50% hiking up the price from
no, all
retail.
of them, FYE, that's what I was just gonna say.
Oh,
All of
okay.
them are more than retail.
I
Like
won't buy them.
it's $10, no, $20 for one booster pack,
Pack. Yeah.
which is $10, I believe, retail. So it's actually double the price. And I noticed that too. And then it's only limited two. So you get two freaking packs. Literally, you spend $40, you could probably get nothing because there's obviously a chance with only two packs that your cards are worth really nothing. And I was surprised at that. Like I was gonna say that, like it's not even selling at retail, whatever. Now, Ravensburger, like you said, the main site, like who actually created these, they put theirs on, and of course, even the site itself just like looks like it's from 1980. Like it's just so bad.
I agree.
And the first time around, we noticed that it was like clunky and like whatever. But now the hype's even bigger. And this is a whole second wave. Everyone sees the value now. So I'm sure people that were like missed the first one, like want to get into the second wave. And it just got insane. But like I did want to read the official I think this was on like
Yep.
X or Twitter that Disney Lorcana came out with about like what actually happened. And this was pretty wild because it wasn't just
Yeah.
that servers and things are crashing and it was just overwhelming, but they actually got, like you said, essentially like hacked. So they said today we at Ravensburger experienced an extremely large DDoS, which is essentially a distributed denial of service attack, which severely disrupted the launch of Disney kind of Rise of Floodborn, which is the name of this second wave. And essentially, that's pretty much where people got into servers and whatever, and they like hack it. This happens a lot with like gaming, a lot of different sites sometimes where they like don't allow people to get in, basically. And that's kind of like what these side people, whoever they were doing. They said their team was worked extremely hard to solve this problem, but over the course of the day, unfortunately, they were not able to do it. So they basically ended the sales online because they weren't able to continue. And this is why we're not able to offer more specific details at this time. We want to apologize to consumers who had a negative experience on the launch. Appreciate your support, yada yada, for future launches. So they obviously came out. I mean, props to them because it was Funko. They probably would have said it like a week later, but like they actually right away, at least like
And they feel bad about it.
yeah, apologize and like because I mean, in reality, that's something that sometimes is very hard to control, especially if you're not as big of
Yep.
a company or you don't have the the type of whatever it's called,
Infrastructure.
like
Yeah.
infrastructure. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say software or something, but yeah, like the infrastructure to actually hold this type of thing with that many people, it makes sense. So like props to them for that, but it sucks because it's like, damn, this is crazy, and it's wild because I couldn't imagine it was going to be this crazy. But now that I think about it, I mean, I guess it just makes sense. It's just
I mean,
such
yeah.
a popular thing.
I mean, it's basically gotten everyone in the trading card. I feel like if you collect Pokemon cards, you're probably getting these.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, the artwork on the cards, I know we said this before, like these cards look sick.
Yeah.
Like they put a lot of time and effort into it. I think that's another reason they're even more popular. And then you're getting all the Disney fanatics who don't buy trading cards probably,
Hmm.
who want these.
Hmm.
I mean, personally, I feel like they should just give like Ravensburger should just give all of their stock to Shop Disney to give them a little bit more and like let's just let them handle the sale of it because
Yeah.
they're clearly not built to be selling this stuff to consumers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad because then it's like like what are they gonna do? Are they gonna go back up? Are they gonna just move their stock to like the FYEs of the world and those people that are actually selling it? Because obviously we know a lot of stock is also going to like local small comic style shops
Yeah.
and stuff. So like if you have one nearby, like you potentially could get these. Like they actually I think were available the same time that the Disney World of
Yep.
Disney was available.
They give them to them a few days before.
Yeah, whereas you could have got them there before going online, but for the most part, usually online is like the better option as far as like getting it, but it doesn't seem like it
No.
is for this.
And the other thing that's wild too, they've been doing at the like the FYEs, the hot topics of the world, is I don't know if you noticed, but so the first two now sets, they've had like three different starter decks.
Mhm.
Um, if you buy them on like Shop Disney, you buy them on Target if you're lucky enough, Ravensburger, you get to pick you buy what you're picking out. On
Oh,
those,
okay.
it says styles may vary. They
Yeah,
don't
so
separate
you
them.
just randomly
You
get
just
yeah.
randomly get them. So you have no choice of even picking out. It's a separate SKU. I think it's like sketchy that
Yeah.
Hot Topic is doing that.
Yeah.
So
It's actually
you
weird.
it's very weird.
It's also strange that they're even I mean, obviously they would sell it, but at the same time, I'm actually kind of surprised that they're selling it. Like you don't see, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't see like other trading cards with like box
They
lunch and hot
the
topic, do
only
they?
other trading card game off the top of my head that I think they sell is the One Piece game, which has become really popular.
Okay.
But I don't believe they sell Pokemon cards, and
Yeah,
I
like see,
don't
like
believe they sell
Target would make
Magic.
sense to me, obviously,
Yep.
because they sell all those cards, and like, okay, they'll be able to sell it. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know what you guys think. I mean, if you guys out there are fans of the Lorcana stuff, like definitely let us know because we, like we said, I'm a fan of it. I don't own a single card, but I
And
love
I
that
want him so bad.
yeah, I love the artwork. I love like the idea of it and everything. And I would love to get a set. Like I got a good friend, actually, his coworker who had it was able to buy a whole booster pack, like the big box pack, which has like 24 packs in it. And he plays like he loves playing, he plays
Mhm.
like other card trading card games and stuff too. So he was telling me a local place by him, which is pretty cool. A local place by him, they hold tournaments every Sunday.
Oh, cool.
And if you win, you get a box. Like that's like the winnings. So you get a freaking
And
box.
it's free to enter.
$10. You
Oh,
pay
still
$10 a month to be part of
okay.
like the league basically, and then it's once a week on Sundays they have like the tournaments. But like he always works on Sundays, so he's never able to go. But he does have enough to like have a couple decks and whatever. So like he got lucky, like he was able to buy them. He bought them aftermarket price, a little bit higher than regular, but he's at least he's got some. But I'm like
Yeah,
I can't like see myself, and he shows me like the prices that some of the stuff is going for right now, and it's more than double. It's just it's
I
too
can't
much.
justify it.
Yeah.
Even to like, I have few hobby stores around me. I haven't even tried because like even they're selling above retail.
Hmm.
And it's interesting. Ravensburger has come out saying like they don't want even the local stores doing that, but I don't understand why they can't mandate it. But it's like it's up to their discretion. We tell them what they should sell it for.
Yeah, I
It
guess
just
that's kind of how it goes.
it just always I don't know. That's what bothers me because it's not like they're getting it at wholesale cost. It's not
Yeah,
like they've
yeah, even
gone
if they
to
do retail, quote unquote, there's it's still they're making something on it, I'm sure.
exactly. So like
Yeah.
it's not like Funko Pops where you may be able to buy collections from other people
Hmm.
and get grails and then you sell it for what the PPG value is. Like
Hmm.
even though that's annoying, like I get that.
Hmm.
That's what's also making this even harder to come by or some people just don't want to pay those prices. And I don't
Yeah,
blame them.
I know it's crazy. I really do hope it gets to a point that it's a little bit more easily accessible.
Agreed.
And I
And I
was
do
hoping
think
like
it
that.
will.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I was hoping that the hype would like die down to help that, but I feel like the hype is just getting
Yeah,
crazier. So
I don't
like
think it's going anywhere.
they're gonna have to like just overproduce stuff, I guess, to make it a little bit more saturated where like it is easier to get, even though it's still kind of exciting and hype, you know. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we can get some packs at some point because it would
I
be
know.
pretty cool to rip some of those open. But yeah, that was definitely some crazy stuff. And like I said, that just happened, you know, today and over the weekend. So we were definitely excited to speak about that as far as like a new collecting thing that again we don't really have yet, but we are fans of. So
Yeah.
let us know if you guys were able to get any packs, if you guys are lucky enough to open up some of these cards, and what do you think about this whole crazy hype of Disney
Yeah, let
Lorcana?
us
Because
know.
it's wild right now. But we'll go into our next topic, which is gonna be Funko related. And I was talking to Charlie about this because I've been thinking about this for within the last week or so. I don't know why, but I just started to think, and I was like, what happened to Funko Sodas? And
Yes.
and I like we've for a long time we're obviously big fans. Obviously, if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see my backdrop has tons of sodas. Charlie collects tons of sodas, and I've been collecting sodas for a really long time, like just
Yeah,
after the original waves, let's say,
you're
right?
basically OG.
Yeah, and they've always been some of my favorite Funko products specifically. So much so that I even like slowly transitioned over to like not really getting as many pops, and I was mostly only getting sodas. It got pretty out of control because I'm not gonna lie, I have bins and bags full of cans that I can't display of sodas, and it's kind of wild. And it's funny because it's kind of like a something that I wished would happen, but at the same time never wanted to happen. And it was that they would slow down selling sodas because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with this, or I'm not gonna be able to want to say no and whatever. And now that they kind of have been doing that, it seems like I'm kind of like, where the hell are the sodas? Because I want more sodas. And what I mean specifically is like, we're not really getting general common release like waves of Funko sodas. And we've been talking, you know, weekly. Obviously, we take time off here and there, but I feel like we never think about it.
I
And it
agree.
just crossed our minds where when I started to think about it, about what we are going to talk about in today's episode, I was like, yeah, like literally the sodas game's like gone. And the only thing we see, and we spoke about this,
Yeah,
is like we'll get like con stuff, a couple sodas at a con, obviously at San Diego recently and New York Comic Con, for instance. And then the coolers, we've had a few of
they've been
them
going
recently.
hardcore on them.
Yeah. So like those didn't exist for a little while. We had like a couple and then a big, you know, gap. And now we've had a few more. But besides the like common non-numbered versions, which we obviously hate, and even those have kind of
Kind
slowed
of
down,
done.
we're not getting like any of these other ones. Like, remember how many times we would look and it's like whether it was like Dish Trackers, Funko Finders, whatever, like
It's all we
announcing
were
it,
talking about.
and then Funko would right after or whatever, and it'd be a wave of five or six, four, or even just two or three new ones. Like now you get maybe one in like a couple weeks,
Dude,
and then it's
I
like,
actually
what?
don't even I can't tell you the last time there actually was a new soda announcement though.
Like a big one like that, or like any type of soda?
Just even like, oh,
Because
we're
I want
coming
to
out with
say there
new
was,
numbered ones.
yeah, I want to say the last like numbered one was maybe like an anime or something. I feel like there was one like kind of recently, and that was there, but it was really it. It wasn't like two, three, four, five of them. It was literally, I think, one.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's so crazy because now, like, I wonder what this is gonna mean in the launch. Like, let try to timestamp this episode 83. Try to remember episode
yes.
83 because maybe when we're on episode 150 or something, we'll remember, hey, let's go back to episode 83 because that's when we figured this out. But I wonder if it's like literally this is one of the items that they're gonna no longer be producing, where we were like talking about, okay, what's Funko gonna get rid of or whatever, and we had all these things in mind. And what's funny is like some of those things that we thought they would get rid of, they're still been ramping up tons of them. And it's like, are they getting rid of those? Are they just stuff that was been produced a long time ago and they have to sell it? But with sodas, it's like we're not even getting that. We're not getting stuff that's being spilled over. We're like literally not getting any. I think probably 3 liter sodas was more recent than like actual canned sodas in a while.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like,
Besides the cons, because we did get some for the cons.
Yeah, it's almost like they've made it a special thing that we only get at the cons. And I mean, it's funny, the whenever I get served Funko ads now actually on social media, it's for rewinds. I don't know if you've experienced that. I know you're not a big TikToker, but like I get served Funko ads on TikTok all the time, and they have gone out of their way to like
No,
make some pretty highly produced rewind
really? Yeah, I
ads.
don't see anything like at least on Instagram. So I don't see anything that has to do with.
So I know we've joked about that in the past. I know we haven't really gotten many new rewinds yet, but it's still new. It's like, is that truly replacing the soda? I'm starting to feel like maybe it is a little bit more. I feel like they should be, if that is the case, they should be throwing numbers on the rewinds because none of them have them.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm assuming sodas just became too much money to produce for what they were getting back. I mean, as weird as that sounds, but that was the first product that really had a pretty nice increase in price. I know
Yeah,
everything was increased, but that had the most. And you would think a lot of people were buying them, but maybe it's only really the hardcore people like us.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, really, it seems like across YouTube and stuff, like you just didn't see too many
Mm,
people. And again, obviously they haven't been coming out with a lot, but you don't see as many people cracking sodas open anymore. And I did notice, like, if we were at New York Comic Con and we got to a booth that was like reselling stuff, there was just like a section and it'd be a ton of cans of sodas and they're like really old ones. And I've seen places as well that just like cans of sodas everywhere because they're just not being sold. And I think it's a couple things, like you said, like one, for Funko, it probably was expensive because it was an aluminum can. Like they're actually cans, they're real cans. It wasn't like
yeah,
a cardboard box like a Funko Pop has, which is clearly, if I had to guess, a lot cheaper than an actual can, an aluminum can. And then for us, like as like people who love collecting them, the prices were just getting what are they, $18 right now?
18 bucks,
Which is crazy. Because when they first came out, they were,
12, I
was it
believe.
12 when
Then
they
they got
first came out,
increased to
right?
15.
Okay, yeah, it went from 12 to 15. That's what it was. So $12, which was pretty standard. It was a little bit more than a pop at one point because pop
Yep.
was like $9 and that went up to like 12. But then the soda just like kept, like, pops kind of stopped where they're at 12, 15, depending on exclusive and stuff. And now it's like 18. And are exclusives the same price sodas? They're 18.
They're 18. The exclusives are
Yeah,
18. The commons are 15.
15.
But I
That's what
feel
it
like
is.
they're all exclusives now, any of the new ones. So they're like all 18.
I know. So it's just wild. And it's wild because no one's talking about this.
You're right.
And that,
No
I mean,
one
like,
is.
not that I'm hearing, and like we clearly, like, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, whatever, or the YouTube, and like people that are out there and talking about different news, different things. There's so much going on, obviously, but I feel like this is kind of just like just flown under the radar, and it's like interesting because I know us being really big fans, this was a big deal when we both clicked, like, what the hell's going on with sodas? Like, where are they? And maybe this is just a little dry spell where we're not getting as many, but I don't know. I'm afraid that it's like literally, and I mean, Funko's obviously not coming out and officially being like, oh, we're no longer selling sodas or whatever, but it's
No,
just
it's been way
interesting.
too long.
I just wonder, it kind of, the fact that I just said that makes me wonder, like, when it comes to the point, because we said give it about a year or so when we start really seeing Funko cutting back and getting rid of things. Like, I wonder if they're going to be like officially announced, like, we're no longer going to be making this. Here's the last of these, or is it just going to stop?
I
Because
feel
I
like it's
wonder
just
how they're
gonna
going to do it,
stop, which is weird. Like they
right?
never said they weren't making Dorbs anymore. They just
No,
stopped making. I don't
I
believe
can't
there was like
remember.
a public statement or even like those rock candies. You kind of just like saw the writing on the wall. They stopped
And they were just
making them.
gone. Yeah.
It's just funny. I'm like, I know their social hasn't been the best recently, but I'm like scrolling through their Instagram to see the last time they announced a soda that wasn't a cooler or a con. And I mean, I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling.
No, it
I,
really has been a while. But think about it when we talk about news and stuff like that. Like, unless it was New York Comic Con, which is most recent, we really haven't.
I don't
Sent
even
like
think
a
we've been getting
soda.
from our rumor accounts. I don't think there have been really rumor many sodas
No,
either.
besides like the cooler ones here and
Yeah.
there. And like pops, yeah. Like we haven't really gotten any. Like I said, I think I've heard of a couple 3 liters more recently, but and obviously those are plastic, they're not aluminum. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else think this? Are we the only ones? Like,
Yeah. Let us know what
because
you're thinking.
yeah.
It is weird. You're right. No one in the community, at least that we follow or listen to or watch, has talked about this.
Mhm.
June 3rd is the last time they posted something about a soda.
The,
Um,
the official Funko page.
yeah, the official Funko page, and it was for Ted Lasso soda,
Ted Lasso. Wow.
which I don't even think that's when it came out, but it's like the
Yeah,
last
no.
time they were
Like
kind of just
posted
like
something.
doing pictures. Time for the
Yeah.
best day of the week. Enjoy. You know what other thing that could be interesting? The sodas were Brian's baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brian created the sodas, and like Brian was the one who every week on Twitter did the soda like picture contests
Yeah, Funko
for you to get.
Soda Saturday or
That was all
whatever.
him, all him.
Damn, Mike, you hating on sodas, my guy?
It's I haven't like that's clicking right now
I mean, it would be like a good connection, like to as to why things have changed. But I don't know. It's wild because I know there's people out there who hate sodas. They hate the way they look. They hate whatever. But obviously, there's people that are huge fans as well. And I've always been a big fan. I think it's one of their best products they've ever had. I loved the actual idea of essentially not every single one, but pretty much every single one having an option to have a chase.
yeah,
The whole 1 in 6, the excitement of opening it up and not knowing it was, the idea that there's a pog, the artwork on the pog, the artwork on the can, even the molds themselves, they always looked super cool. I always thought they looked great. Like to me, like the gold and the rewinds, like the molds just don't cut it for me compared to like a soda. And it's crazy. Like I actually, this is nuts because I obviously have had my channel for a couple years now. I haven't been posting as much recently, obviously. But all my stuff was always unboxings and things like that. And I got pretty popular off of just sodas for a
sodas.
while,
Yeah,
and that was my thing, and I loved doing sodas. And then my daughter's most recently been in my videos pretty much for the last couple months, and her big thing was also sodas. Like she loved sodas and loved anytime I'd have a box, she's like, "Is that Funko Sodas?" And like little by little, I had to keep being like, "No, these are going to be pops," and like not thinking like it's because there's literally no sodas coming out. And like there's still sites like Gemini Collectibles that we could literally go on to this day and still get OG really cool sodas. They
yep.
still have so many. And I check it randomly just to see if they got a new wave of stuff because they get them usually a little bit after, obviously. And they really haven't, but it's because there's nothing for them to have. There really isn't anything coming
I'm like
out.
still like my mind is blowing because I'm like going through this social. It's like April is like the last time we got like a few announced with the official images, and then like the last common release we got was of Into the Spider Verse,
Yeah, yeah.
which
Mhm.
was in like May, and yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
summer was definitely pretty much the last time
I
we
think
saw
sodas
sodas.
are dead. I do. Unless it's just, yeah, we'll get random Comic Con ones, but
And we gotta, I mean, obviously we gotta see what the next con to see like if we get a couple thrown in there as well. But like, yeah, like
because this last con was pretty light. Do you remember at one point it
yeah,
was
there
like, oh my
was a
God, there's so many sodas, like at the
yeah,
cons.
some of them would just be yeah. I remember is it Emerald City, I think, is or WonderCon
Yep.
was always one that had like almost only sodas and a couple pops, like for a little while. Um, but yeah, is it dead? Is it dead? Are Funko Sodas dead? Funko Sodas may officially be Dorbs. Like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. And if it's like you said, the way they did those, where it's just like they stop, it's kind of like what it feels like right now. But I mean, obviously, I don't want to say we're like overreacting because it has been months. Like, it's not like we're not getting a ton of sodas and we're just getting some here and there. Like, we're really not getting anything. And
It's also
it's
funny too. Like, I don't even
wild.
think Mike doesn't like them. I'm wondering if someone,
Yeah.
and because it's interesting, you joke about that though, because like Brian's the one who also made the Funko Pop, which it's kind of like people like to shit on him. It bothers me how he, and we've talked about this in past podcasts, but like the way he left the company is just really unfortunate because
Mm,
Funko, as much as Mike Becker is the man, we wouldn't have the brand we love today if it wasn't for Brian. We
of
like
course.
we just wouldn't, and like everyone just has a sour taste in their mouth for him, and it's like Mike Becker's now back to save the day, which I know we've joked about, but it is just sad.
Hmm.
But
It's
it's almost
crazy.
like the guys doing the books are going to be like, we're going back to what we know and loved and what made us huge, which was the pops.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's just another thing that like you can add to the list of like Funko on a negative
Yeah, because
side.
we have another one to talk about too.
And this one's by far the worst. But like, yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, let's get into that next topic because this is another Funko related thing. And this one, I don't even know what to say about this one because it's like they've literally have messed this up every time they try to like make it better and it's gotten worse. And it's the Funko app, which those of you who don't know, obviously Funko has their own app,
Yep.
and this app has gone through multiple changes. It was officially like under something else, and then like Funko kind of took it over, and then they've used it, which I always loved when it first came out because it was, a great way to kind of just keep track of your collection. That was more why it was important to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, values became a thing, which we'll talk about in a second, but it was a great way to kind of just put your collection in there. You can have certain categories of stuff if you wanted just to put all your sodas in there, all your pops, or your overall, whatever it was. And then it was a great way of like when you have hundreds and hundreds of these products, like me and you both do have, it was a great way to know, like, do I have that? Just in case you don't see it
Yes.
because it's somewhere else. And yeah,
Looking back, what you
it was
do
the
have,
best
what
way
you
to see
don't.
that. But then obviously there was a value aspect of it because it would put PBG, essentially was kind of what it was based off of what your pop soda or whatever Funko product, whatever, was worth. And it was cool because you can see like what's your most expensive one. You can see what your total value was. And like a lot of resellers, this is what they would use for like, hey, I'm gonna buy off a big collection. What's the PPG at? Send me over your link of your thing, and then they would give you
Yeah.
an offer on that. That's kind of it, which made sense. It was the easiest way of doing it rather than sitting there going one at a time, pricing something out. This made sense. Now, we've always had kind of issues with the price. Like,
Never
sometimes,
been good.
yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, that makes sense. That seems like it's the market value. You obviously had the Macaris of the worlds and the whatnots and eBay, of course, as other ways of seeing what value is. But for the most part, it was pretty good. Now, there was obviously some stuff that would be way under, some stuff that would be way over. What I always hated was when it was like for something different, like they would
Yes.
have a certain item that clearly was just not being priced right because it was being mistaken for a chase or for some other type of variation of it. There wasn't as much of like a breakdown on the sticker values of resell, not resell, retailer stickers versus con stickers. Like that wasn't done right on the app, and it was just like awful. But for a little while, prices were affected by eBay. And we kind of knew
Yes.
that because they took that into an effect in a sense of like somebody resold something on eBay for a ridiculous price, it would make this value higher or lower. Autographs were another thing. Like I remember for a little while they had the
Mike
Mike Becker
and
Brian
Brian.
pop, which I have. It was like a plain $30 pop, whatever it is, a 2-pack. And there was autograph ones that went around for like hundreds of dollars. So it made that pop supposedly worth that much, even though it wasn't the same version. Um, but most recently there was another update, and now it's like really powered by eBay essentially because
Yep, with their
Funko and
partnership and
eBay
everything.
are buddies now, and they do everything together. Which I still don't understand how they even make sense. But either way, the prices are ridiculous now. Everything is just completely upside down. Grails like are now 30, $40, and you're like, there's no way this is what this value is. And it's like, is it because of fakes that are being sold on
Yeah.
eBay? is it just this app is just freaking screwed? Like, I don't know. What do you think
I
of this?
mean,
Because
all the above. It's one, the first thing that popped in my mind, I remember we were talking about was fakes. That has always ruined the eBay value of it. But the people over at Pop Price Guy like don't take that into account because they know people are selling fakes.
Mhm.
But I obviously think whoever made this, the back end of this app, it's terrible. It's as simple as that. It's also sad because like I'll never forget, Funko bought this app from somebody that
Yeah,
already
yeah,
had
it
one.
was under somebody else
Yeah, and they
originally.
reskinned it after they obviously
Probably.
they bought it, which is what they're allowed to do, and it's legitimately been shittier ever since.
Yeah.
The best version of this app was before Funko bought it.
Yeah, it had a weird name. I
I was
can't
like
remember what it
Funko
was.
something Topia. It had Stashtopia or something.
Stashtopia, Stashtopia.
Yeah, like I loved that
Yeah.
app. It was my favorite app. And the day it got updated, I'll never forget. I'm like, okay, it's got to be better now because it's Funko. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, and
they just made it
it's been
worse.
through multiple like
I mean, you used to be able to
facelifts
like
that are
make
not.
like have friends on there. It was kind of a little bit of a social platform. I know you can now create lists,
Mhm.
but it's just everything about it is like worse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and the
And
whole
you would think it would got better with even the way it looked and
you would
presentation of
yeah,
it. Like it just never did. It was always buggy as well. So I remember it'd be times like you're scrolling through like 2 or 3 pages, and then it just wouldn't. You couldn't see more, and then
yeah,
like you wouldn't be able to add an item. You would click on it
it
to
just
add it to
would
your
nothing would
collection, and it
happen. The
wouldn't.
filtering is terrible. There used to be subcategories that got rid of them. Now they went back, but they're not as good. It's like perfect example. I'm always trying to like add my NFT pops in my collection, and
Mhm,
finding them is not easy. You should be able to just type in NFT. It should be like it should be like a collection, but it's
mhm.
not. Um,
Or even scanning things to put them in, and they're not
yeah,
appearing like when they've
they've
been out for a while. You would think they would be.
they've also never found a way to actually have the correct prices for a con sticker versus a shared
Yeah, I
sticker.
hated that. I hated that.
Hated it.
But you know what's crazy is that there's some. I thought they were in like the same type of whatever. Like I thought it was the same type of thing they used, but Hobby DB
Yeah,
like does that. So like I always thought it was powered by that, like it was the same, but I don't know if it is, and maybe now because it's eBay, it's definitely not anymore. But if you go to Hobby DB,
yep.
the site, you can search for any Funko Pop. They even have other stuff, obviously. It's not just Funko, but because you search like a name and it'll pull up everything that they have
Yeah, that
collection wise under
Funko
that.
should be making a partnership with them.
Yeah, because that one they have the con versions, they have the shared versions. They tells you
Autographs.
like five
There's like
variants,
there
seven variants. It
exactly.
literally tells you the main thing and then break it down into whatever it is. And autograph, like you said,
I mean,
like
even
all of
everything.
those are literally broken down. And it's just like it doesn't make sense that this isn't the same because if it is Funko, like that's what you need to be doing because you're the one, you should be taking over that and it should be connected. For a little bit, I thought it was because I guess the whole PPG part of it is why I connected them because they do call it
Yep.
Pop Price Guide. Um, but yeah, this new app, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, if you guys even ever used it, and if you do, look at it now. But yeah, like the ghost face pop says it's like $39, like really. And it's so crazy because I remember looking when there was an update, and I usually will go in and I'll put the most expensive valuable pop I have at the
Yeah.
top of the
It's the
list
best way of looking at it.
and just to kind of see like, oh, what's up there? And it's always been, I only have a specific like pretty high grail, and it's usually the bank robber jokers, Ghostface, like they're usually always up there. Both of those are literally like $40. And I'm like, there's
Yeah.
no way. Now, obviously, like Charlie said, a lot those are very highly faked pops. So if that's the case, that's screwing up this overall value. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense. They have common sodas, some common sodas for like $300, they're saying PPG, some of them. And
Dude,
it's
I
like,
know.
we know that they're really not. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a mess. But I definitely want to talk about it because, it is Funko related. It is something that we have used multiple times, but it's just wild that like is this gonna get fixed? They need to figure this out because if the thing is if Funko could put this out and they think that it's cool and it's okay and it's a good thing, then they're delusional. Like they really aren't paying attention to what the
Yeah.
hell is actually happening.
I also I'm like looking in the app right now because I want some real time data. I don't even know what's going on with this. It says my common Poe Dameron pop that at one point you probably could have gotten for like $2 on Amazon. His trending value is
Yeah,
$145.
dude. It just doesn't make sense.
My what if Captain Marvel pop is one of my highest pops in my collection.
What?
Yeah, it says it's worth $145. There's no way. Like, okay, I want to go on Op Price Guide right now. And I'm like, just to show everyone how off this is.
Yeah, my highest valued one, it says right now, Pennywise black and white, the OG Pennywise, $550. That is definitely not, that pop
No.
is essentially pretty common. The green Batman soda's $243. It's saying, like, it's so
Okay.
crazy.
Just as I expected. The Funko Pop that they're telling me is worth $150 is actually only worth nine.
Nine, nice.
But here we go. There is a sub variant. It
Hmm.
is autographed by Haley Atwell, and that value is $150. So they're saying the last sold of this pop was $145 on eBay.
Hmm.
It probably was autographed.
Hmm. Like there's no way that they can't differentiate that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's sad, sad, sad stuff that's going on
Our
right
Monkey
now.
D. Luffy one is $128. I don't know if that's correct.
The wanted one?
The wanted poster, at least the shared sticker,
It could
unless
be
it's
close to
gone
that.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, like some because I was looking at some looked exactly like what the value was. So like they seem like they didn't change, but there's a lot of them that definitely did. And if autograph and fake and all that has to do with this and it's put into that, you cannot connect the two. Like that this doesn't make sense.
No,
Like they need
it's
to figure out a way to filter that.
definitely what's going on right now.
Yeah, what a mess. What a mess.
Yes,
But let's go to our next topic because I'm tired of talking about
I agree.
bad, bad Funko collectible things, and we'll talk about some pretty sweet, cool collectible things about that.
Yeah, let's move
So
on.
yeah, it is of course Thanksgiving week, and for anyone that knows, it's also one of the biggest shopping weekends and shopping time because for the holidays, of course, we got Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving, where stores and retail and stuff go crazy and things go on sale and stuff like that. And we have two of some of our favorite collectible companies that
Yes.
we love, and we've shouted them out a lot lately because we've really gotten into them, especially after New York Comic Con. Really got into a couple of these. But one of them, we'll start off with let's start off with 100% soft. So
Yes.
100% soft, which obviously Charlie, you can see he has one behind him. I have a
Yep.
few stacked up back here. The dumpster fires are sick, and we love them, and we've getting really, really into them. That was so cool. We got really, really into them. And they did a pretty awesome drop. So today, which is Monday that we're recording this, the 20th, they actually dropped, and they might still have it there. So if
They
you
still
want,
do, which
definitely,
I'm
yeah.
surprised by.
I wonder
But
how I was actually going to say, I wonder how their like limits go. Like they're not piece numbered. So
no,
it's interesting, but stuff does sell out, obviously, because there are tons of stuff that shows us sold out. But the newest one is a Krampus one, which is super cool, perfect
awesome.
for like the holiday time. It's got like snow around the bottom of it. It's got obviously Krampus on top, tongue sticking out. Like it's so cool. And
Christmas tree,
then
like everything
the
about it's
Christmas
amazing.
tree is in the fire. Like that's
Yeah,
so
it's
awesome.
awesome.
The fire part is a Christmas tree. And yeah, super cool. Both of us saw this right away. I knew Charlie would love this one. You know, we're both big, holiday type fans, but also this just looks awesome. So we ordered those. So we're very excited for those to be coming in. But then there was an announcement that on actual Black Friday, they will have another drop. And this one's pretty sick because this is going to be a Reed Pop exclusive,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks what it
Yeah.
is.
On the
But obviously,
hall.com, which is weird. It's like
that's the only place you can get it. So it's not going to be
only
through Hunter
place.
Soft.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
they've
that's even
even
more
said on
annoying.
their socials, like, we will not be selling this on our store,
Yeah, so
which is annoying.
that makes it annoying. But obviously, Reed Pop is the company that puts on New York Comic Con.
Yep.
So it is kind of like an exclusive to that, essentially. It is a Pizza Rat one, but it's a Liberty edition. So there's like a little pizza rat, like a Statue of Liberty style. The
It's
the
sick.
color is sick, like has a nice metallic finish to it. So that one's gonna be really cool. It does say NYC, I think, on it, kind of like what the
Yeah, it's
exclusive we
basically,
had.
yeah, it's for everyone who hasn't seen the one that came out for New York Comic Con. It's
Uh-huh.
essentially a variant of it. It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
exactly the same. It's just the color looks just like the color of the Statue of Liberty, and
yeah.
like the
And then
dumpster
the rat has
fire.
the Statue of Liberty like crown, I think, or
Yes,
something on it.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's all like the rat doesn't have where the rat on the one that we have is extremely detailed with colors. This is all just basically the color of the
Mhm.
Statue of Liberty.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so it's super cool. It looks sick. The colors look great. The metallic part too looks awesome. But yeah, it's another one that's gonna be coming out. So very excited about the 100 soft drop. Obviously, if you guys don't know about these dumpster fires, check them out because they're
They're so
super
cool.
sick. But we're really excited about that. And then you could talk about the next Black
Yeah.
Friday drop from another company that
The
we
other big
absolutely
Black
love.
Friday drop is from our one of our I feel like our new favorite company, Mischief Toys. And though the one thing that they've done that they've said about this drop, which like they've never done this since, definitely since we've been collecting, but I don't think they've done this. It's like they're told their fans, we're doing an exclusive on Black Friday. We're not telling you anything about it, which is a little nerve-wracking for me. I feel like it's gonna be
Oh, I
impossible to
hate it.
get. It's basically going to be impossible to get. I mean, Chris is basically like, it. I just want you on their website all day. Refresh it.
Literally. And
Like,
I'm freaking I work in retail, so yeah, I will be working over it.
and like normally they're very active on, social. They tell you when it's going to come out, tell you the time. And like, if you don't
Hmm.
get on there, they sell out in seconds slash minutes.
Hmm.
They'll always send out in their newsletter, this is coming. It's not like Funko where you find out about something after it's sold out, like how they
Yeah.
just happened with the One Piece carrot Funko Pop, got the email, it was already gone. But I mean, it's kind of fun. That's why they're kind of doing it, kind of, the chase of trying to get it. And it just, they're doing something unique and creative. And I do appreciate that. I do think it's super cool. But for anyone who does collect the Gasly's, I'm assuming it's going to be him, but we don't know. It could be something
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah, we have no
Um,
idea.
you're just going to have to be on the lookout on their website all day.
Yeah. All day, essentially. Yeah. Because they said, yeah, they're gonna put up so they spoke about this on their live yesterday. They announced it that there's gonna be something, like you said. They didn't tell you when, like time wise, they didn't tell you what it's gonna be, nothing like that. Just that there's gonna be something. So it's obviously a surprise. It makes it fun, it's exciting, it does. Like I don't know if like literally every single person that normally buys their stuff that sells out in minutes is gonna just literally only be on their computer nonstop. Like who knows? I would hope not. But because
I
then
would
that
hope not
also,
too, but I
yeah,
think they're gonna.
because that I was gonna say then it makes it like if this is just random and it's out of nowhere, maybe you have a chance because not as many people know to go on and buy it at that time, which is normally when things buy
Yes.
sell within a minute, But it's like you got to get lucky enough to eventually realize that it's there to get it. So yeah, I mean they're gonna send out like a newsletter thing they said, but it's not gonna say anything. It's supposedly just gonna be like, hey, we're gonna have something. So that's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I know they were going kind of back and forth, like Heather kind of wanted to say something about it, and Chris is like, no, we're just making it super random, which is fun. I love it. I really hope we're able to get it though,
Me too.
obviously, being a collector of them. But yeah, that's one of the things that we're like definitely very excited for in terms of like a drop is coming up. And like, yeah, I've really gotten into a lot of stuff besides Funko nowadays. It's kind
Yeah,
of
me
crazy
too.
because it's just not like I obviously still get the NFTs and now they're starting to come in. So I'm obviously gonna still be collecting those. I haven't like physically bought a pop in like a really long time, except for like the sports ones and things like that. Obviously, sodas I haven't bought in forever because they're not coming out. But yeah, like Mischief Toys has been a huge thing. The Gassies have been amazing, and Demastros, the 100% soft garbage, the dumpster fires, those have been amazing. I've been getting, and I actually am going to be starting to get some U2s because I think I want to
Oh
get on the
yeah.
Breaking Bad line. I've been like, I asked for some for Christmas, and I think I'm going to try to collect some of those. And that's like a whole nother type of collection that I'm not gonna, now eventually going to try to get into. I even started getting some damn Disney pins, bro. I don't
Yeah,
want to be a
let's
pin
go.
collector, man, but I got a few when we were at Disney, and like I don't know, but honestly, a lot of this stuff takes way less space
It
and
does.
all these damn Funko Pops. So
It does.
I don't know, but yeah,
Ex-
I'm excited though for these drops, and I'm sure there's gonna be some other stuff that'll come out. Speaking of, Funko hasn't really like said anything crazy, and obviously on their site they're gonna have probably one of those stupid sales. It's like on old stuff just to get rid of their crap, and I don't know if I'm gonna buy any of that stuff because
It's
I
funny.
don't know.
There's been like a few things like I want. Like, for example, like the Power Rangers Funko Cooler.
Oh yeah,
A few months ago, like that would have been something that I'm like, I'm buying this the moment at 12:30. Now I know it's just gonna sit there.
yeah,
And like I'm not gonna pay full price for it when I know I'm thinking this Black Friday is probably gonna be one of their better Black Friday sales they've ever had because they do
because
wanna move
we gotta
stuff.
get rid of stuff. Yeah.
Um So like I may get something like that I've been wanting, but like they haven't announced anything special. Like Funko should be coming out with something like exactly that we just said like 100% soft is doing
Mhm,
or that Mischief Toys is doing. Like that's where you get like the hype. Like they should be coming out with like an exclusive Freddy for the holidays that is a limited piece count and you can only like it would hopefully sell out.
mhm,
I mean, like, obviously, not to go off on a tangent, but like Funko needs to be doing that, and it works for some things. Like that last One Piece, it's just funny because like we've been getting into One Piece a little bit. I've been trying to get a few of the Funko Pops, some of like the main characters that I like. I didn't need to go after this one because I don't even know who the character is because
mhm.
I'm not even close to being. I did actually start to watch the anime, but that sold out like instantly.
Yeah,
It was insane. It was actually I know we didn't really talk about this, but like Funko has now lifted their limits, which is crazy. So normally when that would have came out, it'd been like you can only buy one. They allowed
yeah,
you to buy 12
right away.
right away. They're
Wow.
done with their limits, which pissed people off. And if you bought six, they actually sent it to you in a case.
Oh damn.
So like those people got a chase where some people bought like five and they're all pissed off because they didn't.
Oh,
It's just like moral of the
they're a
story is
mess,
like
man.
they need yeah, they're just a mess and like even things that people are hyped about, they find a way to piss people off
Mhm,
is what I'm getting at here. It's just like, come on. I
mhm.
I do think
It's
Funko's
getting
gonna
interesting.
find their way again,
Yeah,
but it
eventually. I mean,
is
we're still gonna keep collecting Funko. We love it or whatever,
yeah,
but I am glad that there's other stuff that is getting us still
exactly.
excited and like keeping the collecting of collector chatter going. And
Exactly.
then the Funko part is the chatter part because that's all we damn talk about the crap. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited. But that's gonna be it
Yeah,
for this episode though, because we just wanted to touch on those topics, which I think we thought was pretty interesting. And not just go through, what pops are coming out because there really
there
wasn't
was
so
nothing
much to
really
talk about
great.
anyways.
Yeah.
But again, it is Thanksgiving week. So if you guys, celebrate happy Thanksgiving, please be safe out there. If you guys get to see your family and your friends, spend time with them. It's going to be a great time to, you know, be with your loved ones. So I'm really excited for this week. And then of course, shopping wise, we'll roll right into Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all the shopping sales, and get ready for your emails to just be flooded with
I know.
companies sending your emails because that's what's happening. But I'm very excited for some of these drops and things that are going to be coming out from 100% Soft, from Mischief Toys. Excited to see if we're able to get some of that stuff. And then, yeah, let's see what's up with this Disney Lorcana crap because this is getting wild.
I know. I want some
But
of those. I'm hoping
yeah,
like I really thought for the holiday time that they would be restocking that first chapter. So hopefully they do because
maybe they're
I
supposed to. So who knows?
yeah. And like we said, let us know if you've got any of those cards. We'd really be curious and let us know what you're excited to be buying for the holidays in terms of collectibles. And if there's any companies out there that you guys collect that, we never have talked about or you think we would like
Hmm.
shoot us in the comments down below, like to let us know what we should be looking into. But obviously with that being said, if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and like I said, shoot us those comments and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And obviously, you can follow us at social media at Instagram at Collector Chatter and then at Pop underscore Migs and at Collector underscore Charlie. And I don't know, Migs, anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it. Just want to say happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And yeah, till next time.
Yeah. So everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving and have a good Black Friday. And don't forget, collecting is the way. Until next time. Later, everyone.
Bye.